welcome to Wellness Watch, a show that explores the nuances and the burden of illnesses and diseases on mankind and how we in India are dealing with it. Deformed joints accompanied by pain and stiffness and over the time more damage. All this accounts for autoimmune arthritis, a chronic condition where the body's immune system mistakenly attacks its own joints. Now, this attack leads to inflammation, pain, swelling, stiffness, primarily affecting the hands and the wrists, but can also affect other joints and organs. Now, this condition is also known as rheumatoid arthritis that typically affects multiple joints, often symmetrically and frequently affects the hands and feet. Today in Wellness Watch, we discuss autoimmune arthritis or rheumatoid arthritis. I'm Preeti Kaur. Autoimmune arthritis is a lifelong condition where the immune system mistakenly attacks healthy joints, leading to pain, stiffness and fatigue. It can impact daily life and even affect vital organs if left untreated. Today, we break down what it is, why it happens and how those living with it can fight back. Here's a report by DD India's Harshita Oberoi.
Autoimmune arthritis is a chronic condition where the body's immune system, meant to protect against illness, mistakenly attacks healthy joints. This causes painful inflammation, swelling, stiffness, and long-term damage. Over time, it can also affect organs such as the heart, lungs, and eyes, turning a joint disease into a systemic threat. At the center of this condition is rheumatoid arthritis, the most common form, affecting around 0.9% of India's adult population. Other major autoimmune arthritis types include psoriatic arthritis, often linked with the skin condition, psoriasis, juvenile idiopathic arthritis targeting children, spondyloarthritis, which impacts the spine, and palindromic rheumatism, known for sudden and recurring joint attacks. These diseases, over 100 in number, share a cruel commonality. They can cause symmetrical joint pain, swelling, and stiffness that hinder even the simplest tasks. Symptoms vary, but often include chronic fatigue, joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fever. Though the root cause remains unknown, several risk factors increase vulnerability, including genetics, smoking, obesity, and exposure to certain environmental toxins. Women are more likely than men to develop autoimmune arthritis, particularly rheumatoid arthritis. There is no single test for diagnosis. Doctors use a combination of blood work, X-rays, MRIs, and sometimes tissue biopsies to confirm the disease and rule out other conditions. The earlier the diagnosis, the better the outcome. If left untreated, autoimmune arthritis can lead to irreversible joint damage, deformities, and complications such as heart disease, osteoporosis, and diabetes. In severe cases, joint replacement surgery becomes necessary to restore mobility. Treatment focuses on controlling the immune response and preserving joint function. DMARDs, biologics, and anti-inflammatory drugs help reduce pain and slow disease progression. Physical therapy is key to maintaining flexibility and preventing stiffness. Lifestyle changes are crucial to long-term management. Regular low-impact exercises like walking can keep joints mobile. A balanced diet, quitting smoking, and establishing a consistent sleep routine all help reduce flare-ups and improve overall well-being. And while there's no cure yet, hope remains. Advances in medicine, early intervention, and patient education are giving people with autoimmune arthritis a real chance to live full, active lives. Autoimmune arthritis may be lifelong, but with early intervention, comprehensive care, and daily resilience, it doesn't have to define your life. Harshita Oberoi, Wellness Watch, DD India.
Rheumatoid arthritis is the most commonly diagnosed systemic inflammatory arthritis with a lifetime prevalence of up to 1% worldwide. Inflammatory or rheumatoid arthritis differs from the more common osteoarthritis. Now, osteoarthritis causes damage to the joints from overuse, while rheumatoid arthritis affects the lining of the joints and eats away at the bone under them. Now, this causes a painful swelling that can cause joints to bend out of shape over time, called deformity. The inflammation of rheumatoid arthritis also can damage other parts of the body. As the disease gets worse, symptoms may spread to more joints. These most often include the wrists, elbows, hips, knees and ankles. Most of the time, symptoms affect the same joints on both sides of the body. Today in Wellness Watch, we look forward to the answers to these questions. What is autoimmune arthritis? What causes rheumatoid arthritis? What is the difference between degenerative arthritis and rheumatoid arthritis? How does autoimmune arthritis damage the body? And we also discuss what medical advancements are available in India. Treatment for autoimmune arthritis in India typically involves a combination of medication, therapies and lifestyle modifications to manage symptoms and slow the disease progression. While there is no cure for autoimmune arthritis, treatment aims to reduce pain, inflammation and prevent joint damage. Up on your screens, we will get you hospitals across the country which specifically cater to this. All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Delhi, Army Hospital, Delhi. Now, the Department of Rheumatology in this country was first established at the Army Hospital, Delhi in 1973. Kasturba Hospital, Mumbai. Rajiv Gandhi Government General Hospital, Chennai, Tamil Nadu. All right, to help us understand autoimmune arthritis or rheumatoid arthritis, we're joined in by guests. We're joined in by Professor C.S. Yadav, Chairman, Department of Joint Replacement and Orthopedics, Primus Super Speciality Hospital. He's joining us virtually. And in the studio, we're joined in by Dr. Uma Kumar, Professor and Head, Department of Rheumatology, AIIMS, Delhi. I welcome both of you for joining us here on Wellness Watch, and thank you for your participation. To begin with, Dr. Yadav, what is autoimmune arthritis? Is autoimmune arthritis same as arthritis?
No, as you mentioned, both are different arthritis. And I think Uma is international expert on medical issues. So I am primarily surgeon. Uma will explain it in better way.
I'll take that forward to Dr. Uma Kumar.
Yes, as you had shown in your capsule that our own defense system, immune system starts attacking our own cells. So one needs to remember then when the baby is developing in the womb, then it understands the defense mechanism or the immunity identifies the self. So when that's tolerance, we call it tolerance in immunological terms. So when that tolerance is lost, then what happens, the defense system or the immunity, it starts attacking our own proteins, cells, damaging tissues and organs, right. So we call it autoimmunity has developed. It could be subclinical or can result in various diseases, right. And as you were showing, like rheumatoid arthritis is one of the classical example of autoimmunity. And these days we are getting lots of cases, or the prevalence of autoimmune diseases is increasing because of various reasons, which we will be talking about later.
Right. All right. This brings me to the next question. What causes rheumatoid arthritis, ma'am?
Look, there could be certain individuals who are predisposed to develop any kind of autoimmune disease, but genetics contribute only by 30 to 40%. There are various trigger factors or risk factors which can result in rheumatoid arthritis in an individual who is genetically predisposed, and those factors are smoking, tobacco consumption, there could be air pollution, there could be recurrent viral infections or other infections for that matter, or even certain food habits, deprivation of sleep risks individual for development of autoimmune disease, or lack of physical activity, obesity, stress, they all predispose to autoimmune diseases, so is for rheumatoid arthritis.
All right. Dr. Yadav, when is it that a person needs to see a doctor? Uh, when we're talking of rheumatoid arthritis, to
Yeah.
what extent can medication help? And for that matter, when is it the time for surgery for a person? Put all this together, when is it a joint pain? We are leading such busy lives. Joint pains and fatigue, in the body seem
Uh,
everyday
yes.
issue for all of us. But then when is it the time to see a doctor, particularly for this?
Yeah, exactly. Very good question. Thing is that most of the time joint pains come because of your weakness of body. You overuse and you are not fit, you are overweight. So if just joints pain or any pain comes, it goes with the time. It goes with the some one painkiller for a week, and there is a no associated swelling around that, not stiffness, or it is not a regular feature like it is occurring daily in the morning or daily after the activity associated with the pain and stiffness, and just painkiller is also not helping. That is the time we should reach to the doctor. Or especially in the cases of autoimmune and rheumatoid arthritis, as rheumatologist says, if you start early disease modifying drug, then you can avoid the damage of the joint. And if joints are damaged, then I am the answer. We are the surgeon. And most important thing is that these drugs should not be started by orthopedic surgeon. I have seen in practice until unless some small towns, some no rheumatologist is there because there is a lack of rheumatologist everywhere. Then you can start treatment. Otherwise, it is better, it is safer for the patient. Treatment should be given by rheumatologist, not by orthopedic surgeon.
All right, sir. How does autoimmune arthritis damage the body? We tell our viewers that it is not just limited to bones, but it spreads to organs as well. Shed some more light on it. What damage can be caused to the body because of rheumatoid arthritis, because of autoimmune arthritis?
So, as like joints, it can damage any part of our body, like diabetes and hypertension. It can do anything like damage to your retina, even damage to your kidney, even lungs capacity reduces, and your arteries they also get damaged. Their dimension get reduced. So every part, it is basically occurring at cellular level, at a small level, and every part of cell is affected. So every organ is affected. You may be blind, you may have renal failure, urea creatinine may be raised, you may have heart attack, even you may have cerebral stroke as well. So it is a systemic disease, unlike osteoarthritis, degenerative arthritis. So it involves every part of body.
All right, sir says degenerative arthritis affects every part of our body. For the benefit of our viewers, ma'am, explain to our viewers what is the difference between degenerative arthritis and rheumatoid arthritis, and is it hereditary?
Well, your second question first, it is not hereditary at all. There are genetic components we are talking about, but genetics is not synonymous with it being hereditary, right? But if we talk about difference between inflammatory and degenerative, inflammatory is rheumatoid arthritis, degenerative is osteoarthritis, right? So in inflammatory arthritis, there is a state of inflammation within the body, right? In common man terms, when patient comes to us as सूजन हो गया, शरीर में सूजन की स्थिति है. So there are lots of chemicals which are released, which actually result in damage or dysfunction of certain structures in the body. And if there is endothelial dysfunction, endothelial cells, they line the blood vessels. So if they get inflamed, there could be hypertension, and there could be stroke. Even the risk of coronary artery disease increases by many folds in individuals where rheumatoid arthritis is not treated. And as we said, this is autoimmune disease. Then comes the degenerative joint condition. Degenerative joint conditions occur because of misuse or abuse of joints or overuse of joint, right? So there is kind of friction between the two bones. There is a cartilage in between the bones which acts as a shock absorber. So that cartilage gets damaged. More the damage, to the cartilage, more the damage to the joint, and that the patient can reach to a stage where not able to walk. There could be very severe pain where patient requires surgery, but no drug works there. We can reduce the pain with lifestyle. A progression can be halted, or it can be slowed, but you cannot completely reverse degenerative joint disease. And we need to understand that what happens when there is a kind of wear and tear in any joint or any structure. So when we rest that part, there is a repair process which happens, like our brain repairs during sleep. So if there is cumulative damage, you don't give so much of time for repair, or the damage is more than the reparatory process, then the degenerative joint condition results.
All right. Dr. Yadav, is surgery always the answer to rheumatoid arthritis?
No. First answer is rheumatologist. You start medicine at advanced
Medicine,
stage.
right.
So joint should not get damaged first. Secondly, beside drug, exercise are most important. We do not give thrust emphasis on the exercises. And every joints need special exercises. Every joint have different type of exercise. Walking plus special exercise. Even after doing all these things, joints get damaged in large number of population in later on of life. Then damage means the thickness of cartilage, that is the cartilage over the end of the bone, it gets completely eroded. It is thick like 5 to 7 millimeter, and it is eroded thickness almost gone, and big area of thickness where we wear the weight or where joints movements are taking place, that has gone, and patient is in agony, and activity of daily living is very much affected because of that thing, and it is not controlled by off and on analgesic. Then surgery is the last answer. And let me tell you, when we do surgery in the osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis, the rheumatoid patients, they are really sufferer. They have better satisfaction index of total. I am a replacement surgeon, total hip arthroplasty or total knee arthroplasty in comparison to the degenerative arthritis.
All right. Dr. Uma, does a person have to continue taking medicines even after he feels better? Is it that the course of the medication has to be taken forever?
Rheumatoid, yes.
Yes.
Yes, patient has to continue medicines for very long. And when I began my medical career in early 80s, nobody knew about rheumatoid arthritis, and there were no tests to diagnose it, and no treatment options were available. Patients just used to take maybe painkillers, and then came steroids, and today we have large number of medicines available for the treatment of rheumatoid arthritis. We actually call them disease modifying anti-rheumatic drugs, and then there are drugs called biologics. Under that comes biosimilars, and I have another category of drugs called small molecules or JAK inhibitors. So with that treatment, I would say more than 95% patients can lead a normal healthy life if the treatment is started early, and drugs are given in right doses for a right duration of time, and patient is very regular, continues with the physical activity, and follows the instructions of the rheumatologist or the physician, whoever he is consulting. So, but the treatment is to be continued lifelong. We do not have any magic pill at the moment where we say that you take this expensive treatment and your rheumatoid would be completely cured. Maybe we are heading towards that direction, but as of today, we don't have that. And one more thing I would like to highlight here, sometimes what happens, the patients, they keep on taking non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs or the painkillers, which are not good for them. They are not going to, those drugs are not going to actually retard their joint progression or the damage. Then steroids, patients should not take themselves. And rheumatoid arthritis is a multi-system disease, which means that it's not only the joint, their other organs are also getting affected if they're not treated well.
All right. Dr. Yadav, what are the medical advancements that have been made in this field in India?
So we are at par with any developed country in the field of surgery, in the field of joint replacement. Even it is not wrong to say, even we are better placed because of two things. Our patients, we operate in late stage of arthritis. And in late stage operation is a challenging for a surgeon. Second, we have high volume of operation. So these things makes us better than our Western counterpart. Or whatever technology advancement is there, it is available in the India. Or whatever new comes, it comes within few months in our country.
Right. I'll take that forward to Dr. Uma. Dr. Uma, would you add to that?
Yeah, actually, Dr. Yadav has very beautifully explained what is available. But that's very true, because we do get patients from abroad, Europe, America, everywhere. They come to us for follow-up, and you can imagine that speaks volumes about it. The kind of medical care India provides to all kinds of patients.
Is rheumatoid arthritis gender specific or age specific?
I won't say specific, but there is a predilection for females. All autoimmune diseases are more common in women in the reproductive age group, and that happens because we all know that the genes which govern the immunity, they are located on X chromosome, and women have 2X, double X. And the other thing is that their hormones, sex hormones, they also contribute towards autoimmunity. So these diseases are more common, and they can happen at any age. Even the children can be affected, and elderly who is 90 or 100-year-old can also get these diseases. But the prevalence is more during a reproductive age group, which is like 15 to 45.
All right. With this, we will now turn focus to some myth busters. We'll have a quick rapid fire round for some myths of our viewers to get busted. We will put questions to you, doctors, very quickly. Please give us crisp answers. When we talk of the doubts, then I would first ask Dr. Yadav, does a person really have to take medications forever? Even all right, I'll take that forward to Dr. Uma. Should a person?
I know that it
yes, yes, sir. You take that question.
Inflammatory arthritis, yeah, forever.
Forever. People with rheumatoid arthritis should avoid exercise. Dr. Uma.
No, they shouldn't actually, but when there is too much of inflammation in their body, joints are all swollen, active, then they can avoid for the time, that period, but they must do exercise. They must do exercise.
All right. Autoimmune arthritis is a sign of a weak immune system. Dr. Yadav, is it so?
Yeah, definitely.
Once you feel better, you can stop taking your medication.
No, not at all. You don't have to stop your medicines until unless you are told so to do. Don't do that.
All right. A joint pain always means rheumatoid arthritis. Is it so, Dr. Yadav?
No. It is not like that. It is, as mentioned, 1% of all joint pains.
Are there any food items that can worsen the condition, Dr. Uma?
Not really, but there's something called food allergy, that if a person takes particular kind of food, gets aches and pains all over the body, can avoid that. But we don't recommend avoiding any food product.
All right, one closing question, Dr. Uma. Apart from allopathic medicines, are there other fields of medicines also which can bring relief to the patients?
Look,
say homeopathy or Ayurveda or something like that? Do these really work?
To the best of my knowledge, I won't say that. In patients who have inflammatory arthritis or rheumatoid arthritis, they can completely get better with the treatment. But I specialize in modern medicine, so I can say modern medicine works.
All right. So with that, we end this discussion here. Thank you both of you for joining us this afternoon on Wellness Watch and helping us understand the difference between autoimmune arthritis and arthritis otherwise, and also shedding more light and helping us understand it better. Thank you both of you. All right, so after that discussion, we did understand that an effective approach to managing autoimmune arthritis like rheumatoid arthritis involves a combination of medical treatments, lifestyle modifications and self-care strategies. The goal is to manage the pain, reduce inflammation, prevent joint damage and improve overall quality of life. Making a few lifestyle changes can go a long way in keeping you healthy and strong. Remember, keep moving. If you do, you will keep arthritis at bay. On that note, we'll end this edition of Wellness Watch here. Thanks for watching. Take good care of yourselves till we meet next.